This week is Turkey Day, so we'll have all your favorite Thanksgiving things to talk about, like TV marathons, parades, and special programs galore. We've got a new reality show with instant gratification, and let's cover up some naked people with an entire house. All that and a lot more. This is That TV Show, episode 221.
You're listening to the podcast for TV geeks everywhere. You're listening to That TV Show with Jules Scott and Pat Crane.
That's me. I'll do that again. I'll do that like every time. I swear it. Now that I've done it once, I will just continue down that line. Thank you so much for joining us from all around TV land. My name's Pat Crane, your host of the show, and Jules Scott is lurking about somewhere in the background, I believe. Hi, Jules.
That's me.
Hi, Jules.
That's my favorite intro that you ever do.
That's me.
That's awesome. It's like, that's me, Mario.
That's me. Mario.
Hi, Pat Crane. Welcome back again. We're doing it
go.
again.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Mario Kart was my favorite Mario game ever.
It was definitely up there. That's for sure.
It was awesome.
I don't know what my favorite Mario game was, though. Mario Kart would definitely up there.
We were talking about this
3.
the other night, too. Dr. Mario. Remember Dr. Mario?
Yeah.
Game Boy?
Yeah. I remember that. You had some good times with that game.
I did. I used to sit on my couch all the time and play the crap out of that game.
Well, I played it for a while, but I wasn't really, like, that into it, so.
All right.
I don't know why. You know, to each their own. That just wasn't my thing. But how are you? How are you doing?
I'm really good. It is Thanksgiving week, and yeah.
Short work week?
Yes. I cannot wait for this. I actually get 4 days off in a row that I don't have to take vacation time for, which is like unheard of when you work for a startup company. So I was like, oh my gosh, it's 4 days off.
Yeah.
I'm going to fill it with a whole bunch of things to do and hopefully get some time to play some video games. That would be really cool. I haven't been able to do that much lately.
Yeah, I know what you mean on that. It's been a busy couple of weeks for me too.
And now you're going to be jetting off to the sun.
Yeah, well, kind of, not really.
Sort of.
Kind of. Yeah, well, okay. So I'm going to New Mexico for Thanksgiving, and it's going to be kind of cool, you know. But it's not going to be like sunny, you know, California or anything like that. Albuquerque in November and December, it gets a little chilly there.
Yeah.
So it gets. I mean, I think the highs are going to be like 50. So that's nice.
You'll be bringing shorts for that, Mr. Minneapolis.
I might be. I don't know.
You might be. I mean, seriously, who doesn't need to pack his snow boots for his trip? Pat Crane.
That's me. So that'll be fun, and you know, holiday travel is always going to be kind of one of those interesting things to look forward to.
I feel for you, buddy, because I don't envy that part of it at all for you.
Yeah, you know, it's good.
Yep.
I don't know, but maybe we should talk about TV stuff.
Oh, well, gee, let's do it.
Since we have a show about it, let's maybe talk about that for a while. So,
okay.
What have you been watching lately?
I am getting caught up on the Walking Dead. I am a little bit behind. So I watched an episode of The Walking Dead, the one before this past week. So I haven't gotten to the one that aired on Sunday, but the governor is back. And I got to see more about the governor and where he's been since he ran off into the sunset. So that was cool. I enjoyed that. But some people are saying that they're not really enjoying this part so much because it's not focusing on the entire group of people. I don't know. I like the governor because he brings some conflict.
This is different. This is different from the Governator, right?
The Governator
is Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, and I would say clearly that the governor, the governor, he's a bad dude.
He's a bad mofo.
He is a bad mofo. And so, yeah, so I'll probably get a chance to catch up as we go through the week since I have some time off. And Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I caught the episode where they did the crossover with the Thor movie.
Oh, yeah. How was that?
Yep. Good. People were kind of raving out on the internet, the interwebs, saying it was one of the best ones that they've done. I
Really?
tend to agree. They brought some tension into it. They did something a little bit better with this. I still doesn't hold my attention like other shows do. I don't really get that feeling like I'm riveted every time I watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but it's an enjoyable, like, family time show for us.
Sure.
So.
Now, are you watching any shows where you are experiencing like the mid-season lull of
like that the show is done?
Well, like the show is just kind of like, ugh, really? Again? We're doing this again? Where you're starting to get kind of tired of some of the plot points, or like you're watching it and you go, I swear these guys have done this show before, or, you know, it's kind of like the writers are kind of like, well, we're kind of between larger story arc things. So when we come up to that, because we're coming up to holidays, so we need to make it exciting again. So, you know, in the next couple of weeks, we're going to see some exciting stuff from some of these shows as they kind of leave you hanging until January.
Yeah. You know what? I haven't seen that right now because it's been November sweeps for anything that's airing right now. But I've been watching a lot of stuff on Netflix.
Yeah.
That isn't current. So I'm thinking you have, though.
I get that from time to time, you know, where I'm just like, you want to watch that show? Well, okay, I suppose we can watch it, but the last show was just kind of for me, you know. And I won't name names or anything like that, but I have experienced that from time to time, and I think people do that on a regular basis. It kind of makes sense. People probably do that with this show, only because of me, of course.
Of course, always because of you.
Right. So, you know, if you are experiencing that, I feel for you. I am experiencing that myself with several shows, and I'm just kind of like, I just want something new, something awesome, something, you know, really cool to happen on some of these favorite shows of mine, and they're starting to happen.
Well, and you are going to hit the mid-season right now where things are going to go on hiatus. So hopefully you're going to get some kind of cliffhangery stuff.
Yep.
That you might like.
Yep. Like Castle this week. I don't know if you are still not caught up with Castle, so I'm not.
No, and all I see. Okay, so you know I do a lot of the research for the show, and I have been reading so much about a baby.
Ooh.
So that's all I see is, like, especially on zaptoit.com, which is where I get a lot of the stuff for the show.
Yeah.
There's always this picture of Castle holding a baby. And that's all I know.
Well, there was no baby on this last week's show or whatever. But they did open up an old case, essentially. This guy that they had put away, he is gone, and he ended up using doppelgangers of the Castle crew to steal all of the documents in storage of his crimes.
Oh, wow.
It was really cool. So they had the medical examiner and one of the detectives. They had exact doppelgangers killed, and they were trying to figure out why. And then they figured out that it was this other dude that is super, super dangerous, and he took all of his files from storage.
Oh.
So from the evidence storage or whatever.
Gotcha.
So now he's free and clear from a lot of different crap.
So you've been watching Castle and enjoying that.
Castle was kind of cool. I also started watching Sleepy Hollow.
Oh, how is this?
I've had it on the DVR forever, essentially, and it's not bad. We've watched like 3 shows, I think, and it's definitely ramping up. So I'm looking forward to more. It is kind of the hot show of the fall right now.
Yeah.
So it seems like it's really pretty popular. So I'm looking forward to seeing where this goes as I kind of catch up to the rest of the world.
I am hearing some things that this show is definitely pushing the envelope like The Following did with its violence and its it has kind of that fantasy horror. It's not super horror-y. Right.
It's not, it's no Hemlock Gross. That's for sure.
Thank goodness.
But, I mean, it does have its moments because you're dealing with the Headless Horseman, right? So,
yeah.
I mean, you have to have some some of this kind of fantasy violence and magic and dark stuff and graveyards and all that.
Exactly.
But it's not bad. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I mean, once you get past the whole guy coming back from the dead after 250 years of being buried, and he looks fantastic.
Did you have work done?
Yeah, did you get some work done? You look great for 270 years old. You look awesome. So,
oh, that's funny.
I don't know. Anything else that you're watching? I'm sorry. I know that I cut you off before.
No. I just want to ask too. Have you? I keep meaning to do this and I keep forgetting. There were 2 shows that came on recently that I haven't recorded. Almost Human.
Yeah.
Did you catch that yet?
No, I haven't, but it looks fantastic. Carl Urban. And it looks really, really good. So I've seen all the promos and I was excited when I saw that, hey, it's Carl Urban. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, exactly. And the other one that I'm so angry that I missed is the Sing Off came back.
Right.
And I missed it.
I caught part of it.
I
know it's on the DVR.
So I need to make sure that I record that. So these are the things that I will be trying to keep my eye out for. Maybe I'll watch it on Hulu over the weekend.
It's tough. I find it really tough to watch some of these super entertaining reality shows like The Sing Off and The Voice because it just demands so much of your time every week. And there are so many other things that I need to get done, right?
Yes.
So like The Voice, they have like 2-hour shows.
I know.
Twice a week.
I gave up on The Voice this season, and I feel bad about it, but I did.
Some really good singers on The Voice this season, and I'm watching them, but it's like I don't vote anyways.
Yeah.
Sorry, people. I don't vote. Is that bad? I have no idea. But I don't. And so it's just kind of one of those things where it doesn't really matter then.
Yeah.
If you're not voting on this stuff, I don't know. So, but there's that, and then the Sing Off is another hour or 2-hour event. And then you have things like Biggest Loser, another really solid show.
Sure.
But that's another hour, and then you have, I don't know.
It's a lot of stuff.
There's a lot of stuff going on. I don't know. Speaking of a lot of stuff going on, maybe we should get to the Hollywood Rewind. All right, it's time to take a peek behind the curtain of what's been happening this week in Hollyweird. And Jules, why don't you tell us what's going on? Because I have no idea.
I know. We're going to prep you a little bit.
I know you have no idea because you're dumb.
What? No, Pat.
That's
you're
what
not dumb.
No.
You just don't read the notes ahead of time.
I'm just
no.
Sometimes it happens.
So thought we'd give you a couple of Thanksgiving specials coming up for the week.
Yep.
Tomorrow at 9:00 on NBC, you can watch Saturday Night Live Thanksgiving. It's a compilation of some of their best stuff of all their 39 years of being on the air from Thanksgiving skits.
Yes.
And you can watch. And it's going back to things like Paul Simon being in his turkey costume, Adam Sandler's turkey song.
Yep.
Debbie Downer. You're interested in that stuff.
Debbie Downer is so fantastic.
Oh, I know. And so
that was when Jimmy Fallon was on and Horatio Sands, and they'd put those two guys in a skit. And that skit was just going to hell real quick.
I know.
Because they would just look at each other and start laughing. They wouldn't, and there would be nothing funny going on. You just put those guys on stage and they would just crack each other up the entire time. And you're like, what's going on? What kind of inside joke did I fall into here? But put that with Debbie Downer. That Debbie Downer skit where everybody broke is still one of my favorite Debbie Downer skits ever.
Yes.
And probably one of my favorite Saturday Night Live skits ever. So it was just so hilarious this is when they were in Disneyland or something like that. Disney World. I can't remember.
I can't even remember. It's been so long. But
it has been a long time.
Oh, gosh. There were some. Yeah. So you can relive all these memories by checking this out on Wednesday night, tomorrow night, 9:00 on NBC.
Yep. And before you get to that, though, because I wanted to bring up one other thing. There was Josh Hutcherson.
Yes.
From Hunger Games and so much more. Journey to the Center of the Earth and all those movies. He was on this last weekend, and apparently the ratings were just way down.
They were terrible.
This is like the worst rating for Saturday Night Live in forever. Sorry, Josh, you're not as big of a deal as you thought you were.
Well, between him being on there and then their musical guest I'd never even heard of.
That usually happens, though.
No.
Right?
Usually it's like Justin Timberlake or, Miley Cyrus or Lady Gaga or somebody that's going to sing it.
The three people that you named have all been on Saturday Night Live recently, and they've not only been the musical guest, but they've also hosted. So
fine, I failed.
So Josh Hutcherson, get up on that damn stage and play some music, damn it.
That's right.
Do it. Get up there and play a banjo or something. Come on. Here's something I learned from the Hunger Games. Dong 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 digga dong digga dong. No, I don't. I don't know. All right, sorry. Go ahead. What else is happening this week as far as programming goes for Thanksgiving stuff?
Well, you know what? There's lots of stuff going on during Thanksgiving morning, but you can catch something pretty special that's coming on, and I don't really know about this, but Lady Gaga and the Muppets Holiday Spectacular at 9:30 a.m. on Thanksgiving Day on ABC.
A.M.?
A.M.
Oof. Wow.
Yes. They're competing with the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade and a whole bunch of other stuff that's going on.
I think that's a bad idea. Or,
I know.
I don't know. The Muppets was always kind of a nighttime thing, right?
I know, but you know what? This is new. I haven't even seen this before, where the networks are actually competing in a ratings war for viewers. I'm sorry, but I don't think I've ever watched television on Thanksgiving morning for a special, because if it was the Thanksgiving Day Parade was on, or people were running around busy getting ready for the holiday.
Right.
So I don't get this. There's a lot of stuff going on during the day too. I was reading all about everything that's being aired during the day in the morning on Thanksgiving.
Yeah. And I don't know what the football lineup is, but the Muppets have always been, to me anyway, because I kind of grew up with them.
Yeah.
You did too.
Yeah.
Some of our listeners, maybe not so much. But they were always like a nighttime thing.
Yeah, they were like a prime time
They were
special.
like a prime time deal. And Lady Gaga is not a morning person, I don't think. I don't think that she's necessarily a morning person either. So this doesn't make too much sense to me. Definitely, all the little monsters probably aren't morning people. So,
everybody's sleeping off their hangover.
Right,
at that time.
Exactly. This should be a nighttime thing. This should be, like programming to compete against the NFL, like the Puppy Bowl does with the Super Bowl.
With the Super Bowl. Yep. Did you know there's being a Kitten Bowl now this year?
Oh, there's all sorts of, and then there's like the lingerie thing that happens at the same time.
Yeah, the lingerie bowl and yeah.
I don't. Sure, go for it. Why not?
Why not? For it.
Why not? Sure. But yeah, it's just kind of weird that it's 9:30 a.m.
Pat, they might have recorded this beforehand. I'm just thinking.
No, I know that they recorded it beforehand, but but 9:30 just seems like way too early for everybody else.
Lady Gaga won't be awake during that time. No,
she won't.
Normally.
Or if she is, she's awake from the night before.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not I know it's not a live deal. It's not like the Sound of Music thing.
That's coming up next week.
I know. And I'm not looking forward to that at all. I've been watching the promos for that one too, and I'm just like horrified. I don't know why. I'm just not grooving on it. 3
hours of live performance. Yeah. I don't know. It's going to be a spectacle, but we'll get into that one next week. It's going to be a spectacle.
For sure. Not a spectacular, a spectacle.
A spectacle.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we'll move into what we have for the news this week. And first on the list, Family Guy.
Yeah.
Family Guy had a bit of a scandal this week.
Yeah.
Because they killed off a major character and nobody saw it coming.
Yeah, so there's a talking dog on the show. If you don't watch the show, there's a talking dog, and his name is Brian.
Yes.
And it's Seth MacFarlane actually voices the guy. And Brian was run over by a car and quote unquote died.
Yep. And this shocked people. Like people, you don't kill a dog. Come on. And so this has sparked some huge amount of fan outrage on the internet. There has been a petition made on change.org, which has currently about 68,000 signatures to bring Brian back.
Well, and so what do you think? I mean, we're talking about a cartoon character. We're also talking about this is a character that Seth MacFarlane actually voices.
Yes.
Where do you land with killing off cartoon characters? I mean, that seems like the weirdest thing in the world to me.
Well, it's no different than killing them off of some kind of a, live action series. It's part of the plot. They just stopped drawing him now.
But well, I mean, there's certain reasons why you do that. Number one, the first reason why people kill people off in like soap operas and TV shows and whatnot is because either the actor asks for too much money, and so you say no.
Yeah.
But it's Seth MacFarlane, and it's his show, so he can do whatever the hell he wants to.
Yeah.
Next part is that they're getting too old or growing out of their character, and they want to revamp the character a little bit. So maybe they'll like switch actors or something like that. But again, this is a cartoon character, and
it's voiced by the creator. I hear you.
Right.
But the thing is, it got everybody talking about Family Guy. And everybody.
It's a cartoon. Yeah, exactly. I think that's the reason why they did it.
I mean, again, this is November sweeps we're talking about.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to get your show to have some attention, even if it's some negative attention, then this is the best way in the world to do it, is to kill off a beloved character that's been around since the beginning.
Yeah.
And, because it's a cartoon character, they could resurrect him with no problem.
This is true. They don't have any problems bringing him back.
No.
And I imagine that they will in some sort of way. Maybe they'll just visit him in doggy heaven.
Maybe. He'll be just looking down on everybody and just barking from the heavens, and talking too.
Yeah, he doesn't really bark. He's much more of a talker than a barker.
I haven't watched much Family Guy.
He'll just be picking up chicks.
Oh,
or something.
Doing his thing up in heaven.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we'll see what happens if this change.org position actually gets the notice of...
It's just weird, Jules. That's all
I know
saying.
It is. It is weird.
Yeah.
Like, would you sign a petition to get a character back on a show?
No. I just let it play out and let him... if that's really the direction that they want to go, I guess that's fine. That's fine by me.
To each your own.
It's weird, but killing off a cartoon character is just strange for me.
Yeah,
I guess because we've never seen it before, really.
No, nobody's done it except for on The Simpsons. They killed off a character because the actress was getting too uppity and wanted too much money. So, yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I hear you. It's weird. Weird. Family Guy, they're definitely taking the headlines this week. Mm-hmm. It was a tough week for news this week. I wasn't finding a whole lot.
It's a short week. Everybody's like, I don't know if you know this, but I stop work on Wednesday afternoon. I am not going to try hard at all.
Yeah, and it was either Dancing with the Stars recaps or
no thanks.
Alec Baldwin getting kicked off his own show. I don't think we wanted to cover either of that. So instead, we'll give you some guides to all of the marathons that are going to be happening during Thanksgiving weekend. So if you want to get caught up on certain shows that you haven't seen or you want to see again, picked out some that you guys might find interesting.
I think you lost a little pizzazz on that intro.
What?
I think maybe you need something like this. We have your Thanksgiving Marathon Guide. Something like that. I don't know if that really works or not.
You're the one with the soundboard.
And I think the music was a little low, but whatever.
I can't control the soundboard.
I can.
I know. and you did. And
right.
it was glorious. And now I
don't know if it was glorious. It was all right. All right. So what do we have? So you always Thanksgiving weekend is perfect to have movie marathons, TV marathons, whatever, and there are a bunch of them happening, correct?
Yes. And
Okay.
so I picked out, I mean, there are a ton of them. So I just picked out ones that I thought you guys would find most relevant. On Thanksgiving Day, you can watch a Bond movie marathon on Sci-Fi.
Yeah.
Get the Bond movies in there, baby.
That's right. And that's on Friday, right?
No, this is on Thanksgiving Day. Oh, it's on Friday. Yep, that's on Friday.
That's on
Sorry.
Friday. That's
They're
right.
messing me up with the list. Modern Family
Mm-hmm.
on Friday. You can catch that on the USA channel.
Nice.
What else is there, sir?
We have Castle. So if you want to get caught up on Castle, you can do that. Is that Thanksgiving Day?
That is Thanksgiving Day, yeah.
Thanksgiving Day on TNT. You can do that.
Yeah.
And the Godfather trilogy. Oh my God. The Godfather trilogy. Oof. Horsehead in the bed. Oh geez. Look out.
11:30 a.m. to 4 a.m. Friday. That is like the ultimate marathon time.
That's a tough series of movies to get through. And it's going to take forever. It's going to take 16 hours to get through them.
I should do it because I've never
16
actually
hours.
seen the Godfather
geez.
trilogy ever.
16 hours though.
I know.
Godfather. I might invest 4 of those hours to go out and actually buy the movies and then take the other 12 hours to actually watch them.
There you go.
Instead of watching the commercials.
Oh my gosh, could you imagine the commercials will be the same thing over and over again for 16 hours? I would die.
So maybe you need to watch this on some sort of delay.
Maybe.
Some kind of DVR. Especially if it's going to go until 4 a.m. I mean, damn, dude. That's marathoning it up right there.
Serious business. And then you can also watch Mythbusters.
Mythbusters.
Remember that one? We're trying to say that. Mythbusters.
Mythbusters. And that's on the
on
Science
Channel. Yeah.
Yeah. So there we go. There is your Thanksgiving weekend TV marathon lineup right here on That TV Show. Yay!
Yay! You could go on tvguide.com. There's a full list out there for all the days, plus some Thanksgiving specials if you're so interested. There was a lot of stuff out there that I didn't think anybody on this show would care about, so that's why I didn't put it out there. But
it's just
we're looking out for you guys.
reruns of Donahue from 1975.
Oh God.
That's all it is. All day Donahue, just from 1975. And that's
what to do when your wife won't cook.
That's
this
gonna be
time on
that's
Donahue.
That's gonna be on the Old Fogey Network.
The Old Fogey Network.
The Old Fogey Network. It's a brand new network. They're just calling it like it is, man, because they don't have time.
Oh, Betty White is definitely their spokeswoman.
They don't have time, so they're just calling it like it is. Old Fogey Network. Yes, Betty White is their spokesperson. I don't know.
Their rockers indeed. Okay, so then we're gonna move on to Netflix. Netflix has got a new second season. Okay, so Pat and I were trying.
They've got their first second season.
This is it. Yeah. See, we were trying to get the semantics down on this before the show, and it was really hard to do.
Weird. I was going to throw it into the intro too, and I went, people won't get it. But yeah, they're doing their second season of an original program with Lilyhammer.
Which I actually hadn't heard of before this article.
You had not heard of it?
No.
Oh.
I was beyond the times, I guess.
Yes, it actually had some really good reviews when it was released. It was essentially the first series that was that Netflix released, or maybe it wasn't the first, but it was the first well-received one that they did. And this was just before House of Cards. It was a couple months before House of Cards, I believe. Yeah, and this is a mob show, and it has so it's really kind of focusing on the mobster lifestyle, kind of linking into The Sopranos. They have Steven Van Zandt, who was in The Sopranos, in there. So this does sound like it's really good, and you can catch it. It's going to be starting, the second season will be starting on December 13th. It is coming up, since this is also I can watch this in one fell swoop type of thing, which is cool. So, it's kind of cool to see Netflix coming around to a second season of original content already. And I know they're working on a bunch of other shows on their second season. So I'm thinking in the winter we will get some more good stuff. Right. So if you want to see my ancestors, well, not my ancestors, but people from my father country, I believe that's what you call Norway. I don't know.
The motherland?
Well, no, but I think it's the fatherland. So I think that's what they call it. I'm not sure. I could be wrong. I probably am. But if you want to see my people freeze their butts in the cold and put on a good show for people, this is it.
You want to see my people freeze
they're
their
living
butts.
in cold Norway and running a nightclub. I mean, that sounds like my kind of people right there.
Wow, you live a fun life.
Yeah, living the life. Freezing my ass off. It's all good.
Yeah,
it's all good.
Just, hey, I know a thing or two about freezing your ass off. My God. Don't ever go to a Green Bay game in the middle of November.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So that's another thing that we both watched this week. You from the stands, me from the comfort of my couch. Was the marathon that was the Minnesota Vikings Green Bay Packer game on Sunday.
Oh, yes. I was actually there, and that was the most pain I have felt in a very long time.
How cold was it?
At kickoff, it was 20 degrees with a 10-degree wind chill.
That's not bad.
And the wind was about 15 miles an hour.
That's not bad. I mean, once you get into those stands, you can warm up.
No.
Yeah, I've been there in January for a playoff game, and it was like 10 below, and I was fine.
You are insane. I would not eat like my feet were like bricks when I got up at halftime to walk out to go inside. My feet were like bricks.
Well, this is the problem. This is the one problem that you had, and I think that was your biggest defeat, was that you didn't have proper footwear.
I did not. I had wool socks on, and I had hiking boots on, but they weren't insulated.
Yeah.
That was probably the problem.
That is definitely the problem. You need good boots.
I do.
Boots.
But see, there's my problem. I don't like the cold weather, so I don't buy this stuff because I don't use it.
Get some boots. Get some boots. Boots.
This is a Midwestern pronunciation.
No, it isn't. It's just mine.
All
right. It's kind of a cross between boo and boots.
You know boo very well, too. All right, we're going to get to our discussion topic then.
Yeah.
Talking about a new show that is currently airing and produced in Israel. But very interesting concept. It is another one of the singing competition shows, but done in
another singing competition show? Oh,
yes,
Are
you so over it?
I'm so over it. They're all the same.
Well, not this one. Really?
Nice.
This one is actually changing the format up a bit. So instead of having call-in votes like normal shows do, where the viewers call in after while the course of the show is going and after it's done, this is a show called Rising Star, and there are performances happening live, and the viewers vote on the air during the singers' performances, and it plays out in real time for the audience. The performer sees it happen right there, but then there's this additional part of it.
So no pressure. No pressure. As you sing, people will vote.
Right. So how do they vote? Well, they're voting through their Facebook pages and through a mobile app. And this also comes with another innovation. It's called the wall. So the performer comes out on the stage. They're separated from the studio audience that is listening to them live and the judges. So there is a floor-to-ceiling LED screen that's a wall separating them. Okay. As they begin to sing, the judges and the viewers at home, they vote on the performance, and then they project the images of those that are voting at home through their Facebook page by posting up their Facebook profile pics on this wall. So you're seeing yourself pop up on this wall, which is really weird. But they have to win over a certain percentage of the audience. 70% of the audience has to vote positively for this person, or else the wall does not come down and the studio audience never sees who it is.
Wow.
That's a mouthful.
That's weird. So it's kind of like The Voice, kind of. A little bit.
Turning chairs, yeah, a little bit.
But you have to vote live.
Yep.
Wow.
So, okay, think about this culture that we live in. Mm-hmm. Obviously, we are very much in the mobile and social media orientation, so we would definitely dig that.
Yeah.
But we are so much focused on our DVRs and watching shows when it's convenient for us to watch them. How do you think that a show like this would actually do in the United States?
That's the real point, isn't it? Is how many people can they win over?
Right.
I don't know. I mean, this would not be good for that I don't vote on any of the other reality shows.
No.
So I wouldn't vote here either.
Either way.
So it's hard for me to really know. That's weird, though.
It is weird. And, well, this would be entirely dependent on getting an audience to watch it as it unfolds. And not so much. I mean, obviously, I would definitely watch this just to see how it played out. But because I don't really care about the voting process anyway. It's not something that's ever been important to me.
Sure.
American Idol, The Voice, none of it has never been important to me. But I know that there are a ton of people that this is very important to them. Would they lose out if they just couldn't if those people just couldn't be in front of their TV that night to vote?
Gotcha. Well, the other thing that I'm thinking about, I can't get it out of my mind. I know that this is going to happen at some point during this show. So they're using Facebook profile pictures to show up on this LED screen, right?
Yes, I know where you're going with this.
How many people are going to troll the show with some kind of weird photo on their profile pic and just go, oh, and here's my profile pic. And then it'll pop up on the screen for a few seconds or whatever, but it's going to be in a prime spot where everybody in the world can see it. And then it'll be, I'm just bracing for horrible pictures. All sorts of horrible pictures. I don't care what, close-ups of poop. I don't know it's tough to say what it's going to be, but yes, probably butts and poop. That's probably going to be, that's or what Hawk says in chat. He says it's Rick Astley's all the way down.
Oh gosh. Oh man, yeah, because you could make anything as your profile pic on Facebook as long as it doesn't get taken down. So
yeah,
and you can change it super quick and then vote and see your profile pic pop up there. Oh, dude,
I would totally do that. I mean, why not troll the show? What's the big downside to it? Nothing.
Oh, that's funny. That is funny.
So I'm just bracing myself for that. But it does sound at least, like it's trying for something different and they're going for an immediacy factor. So it makes the urgency a little bit more for those guys that really love to vote for artists and kind of those types of shows. So.
Well, and I think there are, especially in the younger generation, if they're usually home in a weeknight evening, that's kind of repetitive.
Right.
Kind of repetitive, Jules.
Weeknight evening, yeah.
Weeknight evening. That they be kind of making it a priority to see this and to be a part of it because they feel like they want to see themselves shown up on live TV, on national TV, and have the chance to have it happen. That's that there's nothing better than the appeal of feeling like you just saw, oh my gosh, this is myself on TV, for people who are into that kind of thing. So, but I think this is a cool concept. I would like to see this pop up for us in the States. Yeah.
I mean, I welcome all sorts of different reality shows as long as they're done well, as long as they're produced well and they have a direction, especially like the entertainment ones. I'm so much more comfortable with that being like a voting mechanism of some sort to really get people, inspired by some of these different artists. And it's just kind of a fun thing that you can invest in a little bit more and have it not be so cruel, like what Big Brother can be or some of those other, types of reality shows like Survivor. Usually you're voting against somebody, whereas with like the entertainment shows, you're voting for somebody.
Right.
And I think that's a big difference. So I like these types of shows.
Yeah.
I do.
My cat just made an appearance on the microphone before, so you may hear.
Nice. I wanted to bring up one thing before we get into the poop because I know we'll be getting into the poop soon. It's not pleasant, but we'll do it.
It'll be here.
But I was going to do another app review this week, and I went on my iPad and I said, I am going to review the USA app. And the USA app is what I would like to call a joke.
Okay.
It is called a joke because you cannot actually watch shows on the USA app. USA Network has all sorts of great shows on it, right? I mean, it has, Characters Welcome. That's what they say. And so, Royal Pains is on that. We have, I don't have the app in front of me, so I don't know all the shows, but there are plenty of them, and they have good shows on there that I like to watch, and I want to watch a show. If I get an app for a network, I expect to minimally get clips of every show.
Well, yeah.
I didn't get that.
What do they have on it?
They have like show listings and like the guide for what's coming up that night or whatever, or the calendar essentially for everything that's coming up on the network. And then they have what they call the feed, which is just Twitter feeds. And I'm like, that's cool, I guess. Where are the shows?
Yeah, and why would you care as a viewer about any of that on your app?
They also have like a sync function. So I mean, like we've seen with a couple of other different apps, this one also has a sync function so that you can sync up to the show that's playing right then and there, and be able to find out more information, get behind the scenes stuff. That part's kind of cool. I kind of dig that kind of tech.
That makes sense. I mean, that's at least a value-added piece, but
if you cannot play shows on your network app, you get a big boo from me. So that's what you get, USA. Big boo from me.
Oh.
Big boo.
Do you have a boo?
I don't have a boo because I try not to work negatively. But they get a big boo from me no matter what.
All right.
So there. So now we move into begrudgingly, we move angrily into the poop. And this is angry. No, it's not angry. Don't
Never
poop
fart
angry. Don't poop angry. Might bust something.
Oh, dude.
Hey, it happens. All right. Anyway, what do we have in the poop this week, Jules?
Well, speaking of bust something.
Bust something.
This might really apply. TLC has a new special.
Yeah.
That's called Buying Naked. They may not have clothes, but they have deep pockets.
Right. So Buying Naked is a TLC thing. TLC, by the way, is known for their extremely niche programming.
Yeah.
They have some extremely niche programming. Didn't TLC start the whole hoarding thing?
They did, and then they started. They were I think the first one that did the Little People's shows, and then the 19 or 18 kids and counting, and they definitely focus on the anomalies of the society.
John and Kate plus 8.
John and Kate plus 8. The people that are just like these things where you're just going to kind of gawk a little bit. I think they should be called the Gawker Network these days.
And then it was just Kate plus 8. And then
exactly.
Then it was just 8.
And
no.
And now they're just gone.
So what is Buying Naked?
Well, Buying Naked is about a woman named Jackie Youngblood. She is a real estate agent who specializes in nudist clientele. Yep. That's a true thing that somebody does for a living.
That happened.
So she is somebody that takes clients around into clothing optional communities around Pasco County, Florida. This has one of the largest nudist colonies in the world, and she's showing houses to naked people.
Awesome.
Yeah. So the article says that what's unique about selling houses to nudists? Well, Youngblood, the real estate agent, always remains fully clothed while doing her job, but she is still an expert in the nudist lifestyle. Take nudist rule 82, for example. Nudists greet with handshakes, hugging is not recommended.
Right. That's dumb. But I thought of, by the way, speaking of dumb, I thought of like a really, really stupid joke.
Okay, lay it on me.
And all I could think of was, okay, we have nude people buying houses.
Right.
And so when they ring the doorbell, all you get is dong. Dong. So I just couldn't stop thinking of it once I thought of it.
Oh no.
Yeah. Sorry.
Wow.
I apologize for that. But yeah.
I love you so much sometimes.
Dong. Oh. I don't have anything else because I thought of that and it totally disrupted my entire train of thought from everything else that I actually thought of before the show. Before the show, I was like, oh yeah, I could talk about this, and now all I think of dong. That's it. That's
all I can say in this one is that they better not be looking for anything that has like walk-in closets because that crap doesn't matter.
No, it's not. It's not a large concern for the nudist.
That is no deal breaker for a nudist clientele.
No.
Oh, God.
Probably need some good heating.
It's
Make
Florida.
sure it's always warm. Well,
It's
it can
Florida.
get chilly at night. It can get
Where?
chilly at night.
Okay.
And you don't want it chilly at night with nudists.
Yeah, then we're...
Because then if you ring the doorbell, it might go ding. Good night, everybody. Good night.
Thank you very much. Good night. Oh, wait, we have more stuff to talk about today. We will never get through it.
Oh, we do? Oh, man. All right. Never mind then. Maybe should we just move it along into the watch list?
I can't top that. Can you?
I don't think so. All right, we'll talk in the watch list. Here we go. All right, the watch list. This is the part of the show where we take a look at shows, and we take a look at shows from season 1, episode 1, and it's stuff that Jules and I have not seen before.
Right.
And we take a look at an entire season, or for the UK, we take a look at series.
Yeah.
Sure.
Series, but
series.
Okay. It's more fun to say that anyway.
Exactly. And we take a look. And whether or not we're hooked, we will watch the entire thing and we'll report back to you guys. And we have something very fun for this week and next week before we take off for our season hiatus.
Yes.
Right. What do we have this next couple of weeks here?
We are changing it up. We took on the IT Crowd, which is a British comedy sitcom kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it is about a pair of basement-dwelling dweebs that square off against the owner of the company and the new girl who comes in and doesn't know anything about IT.
Right.
I was surprised by this because it stars Chris O'Dowd. If you have watched Bridesmaids, he plays the cop. He plays the love interest cop, and I didn't realize that he was in this. It also stars Richard Ayoade.
Good luck with that one. I'm not gonna touch that one.
Maurice plays Maurice, and Catherine Parkinson plays Jen.
Right.
So this one was fun. This one, I did not expect a show with a live studio audience. I wasn't prepared for that.
Well, we have not watched a comedy yet.
No.
In the watch list, we've definitely seen our fair share of comedies. Well, I have anyway. And I know that I kind of lean more that way when I'm watching TV. You lean a little bit more dramatic.
Yes.
So yeah, this is the first time that we've done this in the watch list, and that's kind of cool. I'm glad to see that we're getting a little bit more variety in the watch list.
Yes.
Because dramas are great, but comedies can be a lot of fun.
I didn't expect a comedy. I don't know what I was expecting, but I didn't expect a comedy, and I was pleasantly surprised.
Right.
by this. So we watched. Did you watch all three of the first series?
Yeah.
You watched three. Okay, I
Yeah.
wanted to make sure because I watched three also.
Yeah.
They're short. They're only like 24 minutes apiece.
Yeah.
And it begins by establishing the characters of Roy and Maurice being in this company where they work in the IT department in the really crummy, outdated basement, and the hiring of Jen, who basically gets placed in the IT department to lead them up because she knows a thing or two about computers, like how to send emails.
She was talking emails and emails. I don't. She was just lying through her teeth, and you could tell right away that she was lying through her teeth, and she got the job anyway.
Yep. So they send her down there, and then we get to learn about them. So it's once you've kind of gotten the story established of what it means for them to be in there, each episode kind of stands on its own for its own storylines. And at first I was watching this and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is really, really heavy British humor, which can be really cheesy sometimes and very hyperactive and overplayed. But I didn't take long to start laughing out loud.
You kind of remind me, you kind of sound like you're talking about like the Young Ones or something along those. Remember that MTV British comedy series that was on MTV a long time ago?
Yeah.
And it was incredibly awesome and had Neil and I can't remember all the guys' names, but it's incredibly funny, but way over the top.
Right.
And insane. And they had like talking rats and, the little rat puppets and stuff like that. Yeah. Oh, man, that was such a fun show. This is not that.
No. It's not that extreme. But, it involves falling down and cutting heads open. And, oh, do you know you're bleeding? Oh, no, I'm not bleeding. That kind of stuff.
Did you notice in all three of those episodes, Chris O'Dowd was bleeding during the episode at some point?
Yes.
Just like covered in blood or covered in poo. It's chocolate. No. So yeah, I mean it was just kind of like this really fun thing. And so we have Jen, who is the witless leader that really doesn't lead very, very well at all.
No.
We have Moss, who is the sweet and lovable truth-telling nerd that really doesn't get it.
Nope, he is pretty much oblivious to everything.
And then you have Roy, who thinks he has a good bead on how to be cool, but clearly does not.
He has no ability to be cool,
no.
But he tries really hard.
He wants to. He just can't handle it.
There's a lot of memes to this show, which is really funny. The whole IT basis, which is the call to the help desk. Hello, IT. Have you tried turning it off and on again?
Right.
Is it plugged in? You're welcome.
Yeah, that's right. The recorder on that, it was hilarious.
Oh, that was great. And so it's, if you like British humor, this is totally up your alley. I typically have had some mixed feelings about British humor, but I really enjoyed this. Like, I found myself looking forward to watching the next episode. I think that the weakest one was probably the second episode with the fire in there, but at the same time, it was really funny. Like, there were some moments where you're just like, that was awesome. And then there were times where you're just like, really? Seriously? We're kind of getting a little overbought here. I did
like how they had the commercial for the new 999, which is the UK's version of 911.
That was great.
Guys in the States. But they changed the number to 1198884. It's just like this big, huge, long, convoluted thing. And then 72543. And so it was like this 18-digit thing.
Yep.
And they made a big, huge TV promo for it. They made all this other stuff. And then as the fire breaks out, he has to try to remember what the number is. And it was things like that were ridiculous and fun.
Yeah.
And
it makes you giggle.
And you don't see that on American TV.
No. And so there's
much.
There's a lot of there's a lot of falling down. There's a lot of people getting beat up, off camera.
Mhm.
The slapsticky humor. But it plays well. It does really well, and it's just it's over the top and funny, and I really liked it.
That's really kind of brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, I like this. People have said, "Oh, you're really going to love this." It really speaks to us. And I agree. It speaks to me too.
Yeah.
Because I'm with you. I understand all of the computer stuff that they're saying to people. Turn it off and on again. I mean,
is it plugged in?
Is it plugged in? And those are the only two things that they've ever said. Really, that's to other people.
That IT related, yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, it's a fun ride. We're gonna finish it up next week with 3 more episodes, and what's nice about it is that you can just watch one and not really know what's going on. For the previous episodes, it can stand on its own.
Yep.
But it's a fun little morsel.
Yep, and it's an easy watch.
Yeah.
So it's an easy pick, especially that it's on Netflix, so it's just super easy to just go, oh yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna throw that on my list, and I'm just gonna play it whenever the hell I feel like. Oh, I have about 25 minutes until I need to do something. Maybe I should watch a show.
Yeah. And since Pat usually binge watches his stuff before the show on Tuesdays, this was actually super easy for him because it was
beautiful.
It was only an hour and a half for him.
It wasn't even that. It was like an hour and 10 minutes or something like that.
He's like, what am I going to do with all of this extra time that I've earned?
Right. And so I did nothing for a while. It was nice.
It was good.
It was nice. I didn't feel hectic. It was great.
Yay.
It's great. It's awesome.
So yeah, I would definitely recommend seeing this.
Yeah, for sure. And we're going to finish up this stuff next week. We're going to finish up season 1 or series 1 of this particular show next week. And then we're going to take a break for a while.
Yeah. I am working on something pretty cool for our return. If it comes through, you guys will love it.
Don't start making promises to the listener.
I don't
Unless
know.
you can make it pay off in the end.
Really cool if I can get it to happen. So yeah. If you get it to happen. Awesome.
That's good. And then we have not really discussed when we're going to be coming back, but it'll be sometime in January and after the holidays and after everything kind of settles down for all of us and when we can get back to doing things on a regular basis, and then we'll have season 3 of that TV show. Right?
Right.
Season 3. That's so weird.
Holy crap. How did we do that in just a year?
I know. And actually, well, we'll talk after the show, but
all right.
Some other stuff that's going on.
Okay.
Figure out what's going on with just everything. Yeah, exactly. All right, but for now, we have to move to the hit list. Oh, nope, not that one. This one. There we go. I almost played the end stuff at the beginning. See what it is? So
it's not over yet.
I know it's not over yet. So for the hit list this week, what do we have, Jules?
We have facts about the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
So now, was the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade thing a big deal at your house?
Yeah, because I grew up in New Jersey, and so a lot of people that I knew would actually travel to the city to go see this. It was an event that people could actually do.
Yeah.
I never did it, so it wasn't anything I wanted to take part of and get up at 4 a.m. and be there and waiting outside for this to happen in the freezing cold. No.
So you're not really a parade person then?
Oh, no. But I would watch this with my grandmother. We'd have it on while we were getting ready for Thanksgiving when I was young, because we used to go over there pretty early and be there all day. And as I got older and there were more people, then we just didn't go over there until like 2. So, but yeah, I watched a lot of the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade in my time.
I was not a big parade person.
No?
I know. I think the only parade that I really saw was like the Rose Bowl parade.
Oh, sure. Yep.
And that was kind of more because my dad was a big football guy. So there. But the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, yeah, sure, I've seen it from time to time. and like the Today hosts are on there doing their thing, and so I've seen it, but I haven't really watched it.
Yeah, it's a spectacle. I mean, and the cool thing when you're like younger is you want to see like your favorite actor or actresses doing their thing. Oh, look who's on this float coming up.
Right.
And then you realize that everybody's lip syncing, and then you get really sad.
And then you get really sad and cry.
It's like, come on.
And angry, and then you start eating turkey furiously.
Yeah, seriously. You're like bad turkey.
Eat angry. Don't eat angry.
Don't poop
do
angry either.
You might bust something.
So we learned from this that Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade first took place in 1924 and was actually called the Christmas Parade.
Yes, and the first parade to feature a giant balloon was in 1927, only 3 years after it started, and it was Felix the Cat.
Yeah, and shockingly enough, at the end of each parade, the giant helium-filled balloons were released into the air and would float over New York for roughly a week. They would give a $100 prize to whoever retrieved the balloon after it was deflated, but this practice stopped in 1933 after a pilot died, crashing his plane into an attempt to capture a balloon.
That's weird.
So, yeah,
that's
like,
oh
$100.
Hey, we just made this balloon. Let's just let it go. What do you say?
Seriously.
Let's just let's just let it release it. We'll put a little tag on it, and then they can mail back the tag. And have you ever done that with helium balloons as a kid?
Yes, I've seen that.
Where you put a postcard on it, and then you say, "Hey, send this back when you get this balloon. I want to know where it landed." They did that with the Thanksgiving Day Parade balloons, kind of.
Yeah,
not really.
Then, man, those are expensive things to just let go.
Yeah. Exactly. Now, there were a few years that the parade did not happen, and that was, of course, 1942 to 1944, World War II. There was a helium shortage, so they couldn't do it then.
And Macy's becomes the second largest consumer of helium. They're second only to the U.S. government.
What is the U.S. government doing with all that helium?
Flying blimps. I don't know.
All right. All right, we'll just go with it. We'll just go with that. They're having their own parades somewhere. I can't talk now. All right. The parade was first televised locally in 1946, which is amazing, and nationally in 1947.
Yeah, and actually due to another helium shortage in 1958, the balloons were actually carried down Broadway on construction cranes instead of elevated.
Right. And I was actually watching the Today Show today. That's weird. Today. Wow. And they actually went through some of the floats and some of the props that they use in the parade. Yep. Very, very cool, actually. They have these marching balloons where you can actually wear like a balloon head, and then your body and your face is covered up by the body of the suit.
Oh, wow.
It was kind of cool. I was looking at it. I was going, "Oh my!" So somebody's walking down the street. They have a balloon for a head, for a prop head, but their actual head is covered up by like a collar of the guy.
Oh, that's funky.
Yeah, it's kind of funky.
Yeah.
Okay. So back to the facts. In 1963, the parade was nearly canceled due to the assassination of JFK just 1 week earlier, but they decided that the show must go on, and it did kind of help bring back that feeling of a little bit of, maybe it's okay to be happy.
Yeah.
So
that's
kind of cool that it played a kind of a healing role.
Absolutely. In the late 80s, the parade began adding characters from contemporary cartoons, pop culture, and video games.
Yep. Video games.
Yes.
Snoopy was the first appeared in 1968. Do you know when Snoopy actually was created?
By Peanuts? Peanuts, it was 1948.
Am
I right?
1942, I believe.
Oh, okay.
I believe. This is pulling it out of my head, so I could totally be wrong. I believe it's 1942, though.
Yeah, okay. Well, that makes sense.
Since 1968, Snoopy has been the most featured character in the Thanksgiving Day Parade history, proving some things never really change, which is true.
Yeah. And in 1996 was the first time that Macy's began inflating the balloons publicly on the Upper West Side of Manhattan the Wednesday before the parade. So you couldn't actually watch this happen until 1996.
So it takes at least 24 hours to blow up one of these balloons.
Yeah, it's insane.
Wow. Those things are huge, though.
They are massive.
Right. Well, but they do have a big crowd for it. They have, every year, they have about 3.5 million New Yorkers watch the parade live from the streets and 50 million Americans tuning in via the live broadcast.
Yep. And each year, it takes over 10,000 people to make this parade happen. That is a lot of people.
Right. That is a lot of people. That's a lot of people.
That's a cool list, too.
Yeah, that's not. We learned something.
I did.
We used the hit list to learn something instead of just joke about things.
What is wrong with us?
I know. We need to find some funnier lists or something.
Fine.
I don't know. I
fail at funny lists.
No, you're fine. But that is the hit list for this week, so we got to play the out, which is that one.
Now it's done.
I don't know. Yeah, it's done. It's done. and that concludes the show too. So I'll just play this. Yeah. Well, it has to end. Every good thing has to come to an end so that we can appreciate it when it comes back the following week, right?
Right, because it is coming back next week.
Yeah. Or whenever it comes back. It's all good.
Right.
Oh boy. All right, let's get out of here. Now, if you guys want to get a hold of us for any reason, if you want to give us funnier hit lists or say, oh my gosh, we really enjoy the informative hit list that you guys had this last week about Thanksgiving Day parades, awesome. You can get a hold of us via email at thattvshow@gmail.com. Get a hold of us on Twitter at thattvshow, or even individually. Isn't that right, Jules? That
is right. You can find Pat on Twitter at Pat Crane with a K. You can find me, Jules, at JulesRPG.
There's no K in that one.
No.
We also have forums and a bunch of stuff on the old website. It's thattvshow.net. Head on over there. Make sure to listen to all of our friends on the Signals Media All-Star Network, signalsmedia.com. Lots of killer shows for your ear holes over there. So there. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you on our next show next week at our regular time, Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Central, uploaded by Wednesday at some point. Happy Thanksgiving, Jules.
Happy Thanksgiving, Pat. Have a safe trip, and we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, please travel safe. I know that there's lots of storms out there for the United States, so please travel safe. Everybody have a great weekend. We will see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye. This podcast is a part of the Signals Media All-Star Network. For more information on this and other fine shows, go to signalsmedia.com. It's okay to stick our stuff in your ears. Really? I have to blink. Ah, God. That was
Don't blink.
That was impossible.
Holy crap, that was really freaky looking.